Hello everyone, and welcome to Things Invest. Talk about investing, finance, fish development. For today's series times only. The investment top today will be Cardano, ticker ADA. So it's been getting more requests to do more technical analysis on more of a live basis for Cardano or ADA. So I'm going to come back to the charts to read more technical analysis for you guys to see how I'm seeing right now with respect to the current momentum, how are we trading on a psychological perspective, and what the level to dollar cost average and the resistance level perspective, right? So stay tuned, Instagram, let's make some money. On to the technical analysis for Cardano, ticker ADA. I'm recording this off basically about 4 p.m. Eastern time right now. It's currently trading like about $2.49, up about close to 4% so far. And I believe yesterday we were up about 16.9%, so 17%. So collectively, we're up about 21% so far in the last basically couple of days so far, right? In respect to the resistance levels that we identify here, despite the MACDs and RSI extremely overbought, you could see MACDs extremely stretched up. So this is absolutely just not normal. This is whale manipulations, or there's a massive type of corporate adoption activity that's going on right now. Also, on top of the fact that RSI is highly overbought, we are way above the level of being overbought. So the risk is definitely increasing. And with respect to the current levels in everyday $1 cost average, this is a new territory that we're forming right now. We've never tested the current level before. We hit all the way to an all-time high today of $2.58. But anywhere below that, the next level of substantive consolidation wouldn't even be called $1.88. I think that's just more of a level of matching the level that we had prior on the 3rd of June. And that's why when we were selling off, we hit that level and subsequent rebound from there. But anywhere below that, I think the next true substantive level would technically be somewhere around like the $1.45 level. But if you look at it, this is basically a percolation that was very minimal before the surge. And this consolidation is relatively weak at the same time. We have like a couple right here, but that durates for like a couple of days. On top of a couple of durations of consolidation that happened for briefly a couple of days, so collectively like a week of consolidation on those areas that whenever we got there, we always cancel out and bounce back down. So that's why we were doing that sideways fashion. And if you take a look at it, this is pretty much like a downward wedge, right? If you form like a triangle, and this is the reason why this is one of the cows I'm driving the surge. But there's obviously much bigger macro cows that's driving the surge, right? And with respect to the level of another substantive consolidation zone, if you take a look at the technicals real quick, it's really at the $1.34 and the $1.19 and the $1.02 level. These are levels that would ideally be the level to dollar cost average at. I think if you didn't get into these levels of yellow, or the green if you may, which is a level that matches with the other consolidation zone, but the green is really not substantive. The yellows are much more substantive, right? The level of the yellow, on the $1.02 level, that's really much the bottom because of the $1 flat number. So I technically wouldn't even call that like a substantive level. That's just more of a flat number people buy at. So I think technically, if you want to chase now, it will be too late for you, because it is extremely overbought. So people are not incentivized to pump more money into it. That's just what the technical tells me, right? So I would stay away, if I was to be thinking about investing right now, because I think the boat has departed. So if you buy now, it will be wouldn't be the most ideal, but I think shorting it might make sense because we are overbought, so people might be taking some profit, especially on the weekend coming. But we contingent on any other macro catalyst coming. I believe there is a fork related event that's happening sometimes in September for Cardano, so you might want to hold off, right? If you bought in today, before watching this video, just like hold on, don't sweat it, right? And if you bought in at the lower levels, I think maybe take some profit, like 40% profit right now wouldn't be a bad idea, but keep the 60, right? Because long-term wise, you have to believe in the long-term value proposition. You can't just swing trade it. And for those that are thinking about buying now, I think it would not be the most wise decision at the moment because it's overbought. So the odds are not in your favor in the profile perspective. All right, just to recap on numbers and technical analysis again, right? The current level that we at right now, we're in new territory, so there was no substantive consolidation zone that we formed prior because we're mooning right now, right? But for me, I'm more risk averse. If I was to think about buying again, we ideally want to come back to the first level, $1.34, which is the level I identified, but that's more like the top consolidation. I'd rather pick like the bottoms where people buy the dips. So $1.20 would be the first level. That is for me. Again, don't listen to me. I'm just risk averse. I'm more conservative, so that's why I like to be buying at a lower level. Another level, $1.14, would be a really substantive consolidation zone that we've had before the whole percolations to go up, right? And lastly, the steel level will be $1.05. But again, right, the flat number of like $1, $2, $2.50, these are not real levels. These are just psychological mental blockage levels that people identify for themselves. So something to be mindful. But if you bought in already, just hold. If ultimately you have to believe the long-term value proposition of Cardano for you to be an investor. And swing trading around the level that we at right now would not be wise. I think maybe shorting it could make sense logically, but what do I know? I'm not a subject matter expertise in Cardano, nor am I an inventor in Cardano. I'm just reading the charts based on what I see on the risk mitigation and profile perspective. So that's it for the respect my technical analysis on Cardano ticker ADA. Hopefully this is helpful. Again, there's no bias. I'm just reading the charts on what's telling me. So whether you agree or disagree with me, it's okay. I'm just reading what the numbers are because I frankly don't have an opinion on it. I'm not subject matter expertise in this. I'm just reading what I'm seeing in front of me. So hopefully this can give you the right price level to execute depending on your risk tolerance and your risk aversion, obviously. But I really appreciate you, and yeah, stay tuned for what's coming up.